Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm here with a very special announcement. I will not only be participating in my very first readathon, but I will be co-hosting it with Robin and Dasha. The three of us will be hosting a Game of Tomes, which is a Game of Thrones themed readathon. So to clear up any confusion, we are not reading the A Song of Ice and Fire series. We have just created a readathon that takes place in that world. So this readathon will take place in two parts. In November, from the 1st to the 14th, we will be doing our origin story, which is just a 2-week mini round, and then the full month-long readathon will take place in March of 2022. So in this mini round, participants will follow 3 prompts. The first is a group prompt, and then the other 2 are determined by which path you choose. Before I continue, if you're the kind of person that likes for the steps of a readathon to be revealed to you one by one, then I'm going to suggest that you check out our website, gotathon.com. I will link that in the description below, as well as our Twitter and Instagram accounts. But if you want to know what all the prompts are so you can decide which path you want to take, then I suggest you stick around. So our origin story starts with receiving a letter from our mother asking us to take a trip to King's Landing because our father is not well enough to do it himself. So she wants you to take this journey to pledge your family's loyalty to the king, but along the way we make a few stops, we hear a few rumors, and you get to choose. Are you going to do the task that your mother has set out for you, or will you decide to do something totally different and go on an adventure? So before I jump into the prompts, I just quickly want to give a little background about the readathon. If you follow me, most likely you also follow Dasha at Mythic Pages. She has a monthly TBR game called A Game of Tomes, where she has created character cards and location cards that are all based off of the world that is in A Song of Ice and Fire. So we kind of took that and turned it into a readathon. I am someone who has not read the Song of Ice and Fire series. I did watch the TV show Game of Thrones, but I did it after the hype had died down. It had been completed for a little while. Robin and Dasha have both read the books and watched the show. If you have not done either, this is still a very easy readathon for you to participate in, and it's one of the reasons that I chose this to be the first readathon that I actually participate in. I've often said that I do not participate in readathons, and a part of the reason for that is because I feel like the prompts can be super restricted sometimes. Sometimes the readathon itself is just very specific, and I don't really feel like committing to it. So it doesn't matter what genres you read, or if you've read the books, if you've watched the show, even if you haven't done any of those things, this is something that everyone can participate in. So after receiving this letter from our mother, we start to head off in the direction of King's Landing. We stop at Crossroads Inn, and while we're there, we start overhearing a few things about the Lannisters, about the Targaryens, and then from there, we decide if we're going to keep heading to King's Landing or if we're going to take a different route. So the group prompt, which is the very first one, is Crossroads Inn. This is where you choose an anticipated book. Sounds easy enough, right? From there, you can decide whether you'd like to continue on to King's Landing, head off to search for the Targaryen heir, go to Casterly Rock, or to Winterfell. Because this is the mini round, we're starting off with a small amount of paths and a small amount of prompts that will expand for the larger main quest that'll take place in March. Regardless of which path you choose, each of them has a story behind them. So I highly recommend that you check out the website. It is super detailed. Dasha has created fantastically written stories for each path, and I think it'll help you decide what you want to do for your main quest. However, if you decide to participate in the mini round and you don't want to do the month-long readathon, that's totally fine. If you want to skip this one and participate in the main readathon, also fine. None of this is binding, no hurt feelings, but honestly, this is going to be a fun time. So definitely check out the website though, and make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram to keep up with any updates that we have. So I didn't mention all of the rumors that we overheard at Crossroads Inn. I will let that be a surprise. But as far as the 4 paths, if you decide to head to Winterfell, which is what Dasha will be doing, your first prompt is the twins to read a book with a 2-word title, and the Winterfell prompt is to read a book with wintry vibes. If you decide to head to Casterly Rock with Robin, then your first stop is River Run. For this prompt, you will read a book that you don't hear talked about often. Then when you arrive at your destination, you'll read a book with red on the cover. If you decide to head off in search of the Targaryen heirs, your first stop is the Narrow Sea. For this prompt, you'll read a book that has a setting that is near a body of water. It doesn't matter what kind of body of water it is, as long as there's water in it. After that, you'll head to the Magister's house, which is where the Targaryen heirs are rumored to be. For that prompt, you'll read a book that features siblings. If you choose to listen to your mother, your first stop will be King's Landing. For this prompt, read a 5-star prediction. Afterwards, you'll head to the Iron Throne, and this prompt is to read a book that is about or features royalty. So like I said, we tried to make this as easy as possible for all readers, no matter what type of genres you like to read the most. For the larger round, it'll be a little bit more in-depth, you'll have more options, but for now, we just wanted to start off nice and easy. So feel free to let me know if you have any questions. Robin and Dasha will also be doing their own announcement videos, so check those out, as well as the website, Twitter, and Instagram pages. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a fun time. Hopefully you all decide to join us. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.